Independent bars and independent restaurants touch almost every aspect of the American economy. Bars are a very big part of that. And bars now in Texas closed again. In Florida, closed again. And now California, closed or closing. So late. And so many people exposed or sick. And now, again, left with no idea, no structure, and no plan for how they are going to survive. We laid out in very stark terms what the risks are. But now it's not anymore about what might happen. It's happening. It's not about if. It's not even about when. It's about now. And now, for the second time, we've been ordered to shut down to protect the lives of the people in our towns, our cities, our states, and our country. We've been ordered to shut down to help suppress the curve and the spread of COVID-19. We did this. We shut down again for you. And now we need you to help us. We need a way to survive. Because if we don't survive, the economic impact on all of us, including you, will be dire. And I'll answer the trolls right now. Are you suggesting that we use taxpayer dollars to subsidize private individuals and private businesses? Yeah. Well, that would be a bailout. Yeah, that would be a bailout. And it might have gotten to that point. Just like we bail out the automotive industry and the banks and the mortgage industry and the airlines and other major industries that we were told were vital to the US economy. And that's why they were propped up with billions and billions of dollars. There's two differences. One is the economic impact of bars in the United States is just as big, but it is most felt in small communities where all of you live. And the other difference is that no one forced those industries to make the mistakes that they made to get themselves in trouble. We were ordered to do this, and we did it to save the lives of the people in our communities. So Texas, Florida, now California, all forced to reclose. And if you're in a state that's about to reopen or in the middle of reopening, then it'll probably happen for you too. And we tried it. We tried it your way. Texas was the canary in the coal mine, and everyone wanted to look at us and say, hey, look at the pretty yellow bird. We tried it your way. We tried to slowly reopen and find some way that we could earn our way out of this mess. But it didn't work, in large part because of a whole host of idiots who didn't want to do the smallest thing to ensure the success of the experiment and didn't want to do the smallest thing to protect the lives of the people serving them because they didn't want to wear a mask. And there were plenty of unscrupulous establishments that allowed them to gather in a way that guaranteed that everyone could get sick. And that's what happened. So for all of those places that broke the rules for their own enrichment, then gloves are off. I hope you are called out by every single agency that exists, and if I can make the phone call myself, I will. And for all of the people who still continue to not wear their mask because they don't believe, you're either stubborn or you're stupid. If you're stubborn, please stop. At least follow the recommendations of the CDC. But if you're stupid, please bury your head back in the hole where you can pretend that all this stuff is just going to go away by itself, because at least that way you won't breathe on anyone. I learned at a very young age the privileges and responsibilities of being in a community of people. And all the years I've been in this business has only reinforced that. So don't call yourself a Houstonian unless you're willing to protect the community of Houston. Don't call yourself an Angelino unless you're willing to protect the citizens in your community in Los Angeles. Don't call yourself a New Yorker, a Floridian, a Seattleite, unless you're willing to accept the responsibilities of being in a community while you're taking its benefit. But that's not most of you. Most people care about the vibrancy of their communities, about the vitality of their cities, about the viability of their economies. And for all of you who care about things, I beg you, please, add your voices to ours. Spread this message to every elected official you can think of. Send it to every celebrity that you can find. Send it to every single person of influence or who it might influence. Because all of us need to sing the same song. And that song right now is we need to staunch the bleeding. We need to stop. No business should end right now because of this. No landlord should have to default on their mortgage or not be able to pay their taxes because of this. No worker should be kicked out of her apartment and not be able to buy her children food because she was forced out of work to protect the health of the people in her community. That is where we are. And these are all the circumstances that now just need to stop until everyone can gather together and say, this is how we're going to fix it. We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our livelihoods. We have to protect our lifestyle, and we have to protect our communities. We have to stop. And we have to figure out a rational and real answer, and for that we need leadership. We cannot get leadership unless everyone talks. So now it is time. Now it is time. It's not just us anymore, it's all of us. If you take an enormous part of the American economy that touches every single community in this country, and you let it wither and die, blood in the water is not strong enough. There will be no water. We'll all just be swimming in blood. So please help us. Make noise with us. This is an opportunity that we all can make systemic change, all of which needs to happen, but we cannot change anything if it doesn't exist. So we have to stop the bleeding right now. So in the meantime, don't touch your face, wash your hands, sanitize everything, wear your mask, and don't let anyone talk to you unless they have a mask on. And remember that the only way out of this is if we take care of each other. You need us and we need you. So this is the time. This is the time. We all need to make noise. So help us spread the word. Thank you.